I loved it when Tony Robbins said, we can do the right thing, but if we do it at the wrong time, doesn't mean it's going to work out for us. Now, this looked good on me in high school. At least I thought it did. But sporting it now, all these years later, really isn't the right time for this home perm. It's the same with the real estate and mortgage industries. What worked for us yesterday isn't possible, and it won't bring us success in today's market. So whether you're a listing agent trying to move your properties by reducing the price, or a buyer's agent looking to secure the best deal for your buyers by making the most of this environment, maybe respectfully submitting a lowball offer, I think we'd all agree that it still doesn't address or fix the problems that we're dealing with in this marketplace today. Problem number one, massive inventory. Well, we all get it. From competing with REOs to the uncertainty in the marketplace. Homes are stacking up the number of days on market like books on a shelf. Price reductions aren't moving the inventory, or anybody's world for that matter. Problem number two, getting financing. The lending world has changed. I know that's about the understatement of the year, but as such, full tax returns and full documentation are now the norm again. Does your buyer show enough documented income to qualify for a mortgage? Do they have debt-to-income issues that have made them ineligible? Taking advantage of the market and throwing out a lower offer doesn't necessarily get it done. But focusing on the financing does. Making use of the seller buy-down strategy can give you serious leverage. What is it? Well, it's when we use seller concessions to assist a buyer in qualifying for a mortgage. Now, as the lender, I convert those dollars into discount points. Those discount points are used to lower the rate, which helps to lower the payment. And that lower payment helps to lower the amount of income that's required for that potential buyer to qualify for the loan. So let's take a look at the payment and income that's required without any price reduction or any seller buy down for this property. Now, we have a purchase price of $665,000 with 20% down payment gives us a loan amount of $532,000. On a 30-year fixed mortgage, let's use the interest rate of 5 3/4. It'll give us a monthly payment of $38.71. Now, the income that would be needed to qualify for a potential buyer for this home would be $125,565. But let's say the property sits there for a while. What would happen if you're the listing agent and you reduced it by $14,000? Or if you're the buyer's agent and you made a lowball offer? What would happen and how would it impact the payment and income requirements with that $14,000 price reduction? Well, we now have a purchase price of $651. 20% down gives us a $520,800 loan amount, 30-year fixed with that same rate of 5 3/4. It gives us a monthly payment of $38.06. Doesn't really bring us much savings on a monthly basis, only $65.36. And as it relates to the amount of income needed to qualify for this potential buyer, it only drops us $2,000. So we're really still not effectively addressing those two main problems in this marketplace, moving this inventory, but opening it up to more potentially qualified buyers. Now, if instead of using that $14,000 to reduce the price, we apply it toward buying down the rate, how would that affect the payment and income requirements? Again, using that $14,000 to do a seller buy down. Well, our purchase price is $665, and that's a key component. We want to ensure that the number we use on a seller buy down is the true appraised value. And we can get into that further in detail if we talk in person. But $665 is the sales price, 20% down payment, gives us a loan amount of $532 on a 30-year fixed, now with a rate of 4.375. So again, where we use that $14,000 in this scenario on the price reduction to reduce that sales price to $651, in the seller buy down, we'll take that same $14,000 and we'll buy down this rate of 5 3/4 to 4.375. What does that do to our monthly payment? it brings it to $34.23.20. Obviously, I don't have to tell you that's a monthly savings of $448. Certainly, that impacts the debt-to-income issues that we just spoke about in the beginning. What does it do to the amount of income necessary to qualify for a potential borrower? Well, as you can see, it reduces it from $125,565 all the way down to $111,000. The difference maker here is that the seller buy down has 7 times the leverage and impact as a price reduction. So let's recap and hit this power of 7-to-1 leverage one more time. And I'll show you how much you have to reduce that price in order to equal the same benefit that the seller buy down can bring you. Again, same example. Sales price $665,000. 20% down payment, a loan amount of $532 on a 30-year fixed with a rate of 5 3/4 gives you a payment of $38.71. An income needed to qualify for a potential buyer of $125,565. Using our seller buy down strategy, we're going to keep that same sales price, $665, with 20% down, a loan amount of $532 on a 30-year fixed. We buy that rate down to 4.375. Gives us that monthly payment that we like of $34.23, brings it down $448. And more importantly, it also reduces our income needed to qualify for a potential buyer down from $125,565 to $111,000. But here's where it gets good. You would have to take your listing all the way down to $569,000 in order to address those 2 critical issues that are going on in our marketplace today: moving inventory and qualifying for financing. In order to match the seller buy down, that price needs to be reduced to $569,000. 20% down payment gives you the loan amount of $455,200 on a 30-year fixed, 5 3/4. And as you can see, match for match from the seller buy down to the price reduction to see the income to qualify and that payment savings. The seller would have to reduce the purchase price by $96,000 in order to get the same monthly payment in that scenario as that $14,000 seller buy down. Now just think about what it's done to the real estate equity for the seller, or what it's done to the commission for you as the realtor. This is serious leverage. The seller buy down isn't anything new, but how we're focusing on it, packaging it, and promoting it is, and it's game changing. We work the numbers out, create a seller buy down flyer for every listing, and create a simple video explaining the strategy so that we can help market and promote it. The power and simplicity is obvious. Now, if you're interested in running through the strategy and finding out what it might mean for your buyers or sellers, please call me at 818-762-0844. I'd love to walk you through a scenario and help you understand it further. Have a great week, and I look forward to talking to you soon. Take good care.